There we go. All right, almost ready. All right, this is about as close as we're getting. So, hello and welcome to a live impromptu. Hello, Ivo. It is when the big, nearly 5-inch shot hits them. So, Duckpin, I'm kind of a weak player. 10-pin, I suck. And oddly enough, the hardest of them all, Candlepin, is my best. Even if the scores are slightly lower, but it's that much harder. And I'm well within the realms of average there. Anyway, in Duckpin, if I can get at least 25% of the games, 3 out of 12, to be within average range according to the Duckpin Congress, which I forget, is average ability for a casual player is 100, which is 10 points higher than Candlepin in a league setting. So 90 is okay, 100 is good, anything over, great. 80s are meh, and 70s under, you suck. And I also forget how very slippery these floors are because they love the powder. In fact, I think you can even see it right there in the lane. Well, it usually starts off like crap because you don't think a 1 pound difference in the weight of the bowling ball will make a difference, but it does, especially when I get tired. Let's see how bad it starts. Just like 10-pin, you have to remove the deadwood. And like Candlepin, you get 3 balls. Start with 8. We're still using the old-timey scorecard from the 70s. See the previous Collins video if you want to see what they look like. They're exactly the same. That's an 8. I don't have the control like I do with the candlepin balls. Could have been worse. That was 7. Yeah, I believe this is the very lane where I got my high duckpin score. Not exactly performing like that at the moment. Held on way too long. Another bad set. Halftime report, and if I remember to, we'll look at the comments at half and fulls, and so far not very good. Even in candlepin, that's underperforming. That's just plain awful. We're only at 38. Usually the first game after candlepin, and usually on candlepin the first after ducks, they tend to suffer. Alrighty. El Gabriel Hill. Alrighty. Let's continue. Isn't that how the first half started? It didn't end that way, though. That could help us because it's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. Ask me, why am I not using my own bowling balls? I have candlepin bowling balls. Those are 4.5 inches and maximum allowed weight of 2 pounds 7 ounces. These suckers are almost 5 inches across, and I believe these are 3.5 pounds of house balls. Plus, people have actually tried using the candlepin balls, and they actually will go into a cup for the pins and break the machines. Anyway, second thing, we got the special colored head pin, and you know what that means. I think the biggest single day payout was 75. Can we start our way there? El Stinko lives up to its name with a lousy 2, which did absolutely no help. decent 9, but too little too late. Need all 10s in a month. Basically, this is a mediocre game of mediocrity. Ducks were a bit lazy doing their duck thing. It would have taken a miracle. Oh, before I came here, I went to the Billerica Kmart and shot a video of them closing. Look for that one. Two 10s in a row. Need at least a mark. Well, since we failed to hit 90s, this ball means nothing. So let's do a trick shot. At least it stayed on the lane. Game 1. In Candlepin, not too bad. In Duckpin, 88 is weak. Mediocrity at best. Thanks to El Stinko, which literally would have changed it from weak to borderline good. Game number 2. Let's see if we finally warmed up a little bit. First game usually is rough because there's a transitional phase from candles to ducks. And Chris Allen, hello. Happy Saturday. Stream's a little bit blurry, but yeah, that's because we're using 4G and the quality is not the best around here. It's minimal acceptable. Sometimes it's probably going to stutter in and out. Either hitting the head pin way too thin or way too full. Same start or sleeve. My control of the Duckpin ball is nowhere near as good as Candlepin. The king duck stands alone. The king remains benign.
That's all he said. Always.
Yeah, that was powder. I know that curved line right there is not where I stopped. That's the reflection. Okay, so oh, look, it's the Duckpin version of Bob Caleri. I don't know if he did Duckpin. Anyway, we got the 4 Duckmen left and the 9. And there's the first I wish it was ball 2 moment. Okay. I've also learned with this weaker phone signal that if I ever go to Gardner 10 pins for 10 pin, that should be recorded. The signal's just really bad. I've looked at the videos. Two tens in a row. On this channel, if we can get 3 10s in a row, that's a microwave turkey dinner. I do not think in duck pins that a combination of 3 spares and strikes in a row in any combination is turkey. I think the turkey is the same as it is in 10 pin. Looks like some ducks went halfway to Worcester. Safety shot hook right slightly. Niner. King remaining. Halftime report. This one looks a little better. Nothing spectacular. 8 9s, a couple of 10s and a 9. The 8's the weakling. 46. So we're at the very bottom end of average skill. This is the winter season, even though technically winter does not start till 11:51 p.m. Eastern time. But it's the day, so might be 9 minutes of it, but it's the day. Seems the ducks like to go halfway to Worcester. Duck pins as helicopters don't really do much, so we got the 4 duckmen left in the 8. Too full of 7. Honestly, did not see that coming, even though it was where I actually did aim and shot. So now it's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. What will the bonus be this time? Hopefully higher than a 2. The other one. Caleri -1, 6 fill. Looks like the best I can do is 9 because that went in the gutter. Curse of the fill, 7. We're set up decently for the average game here. definitely shouldn't be happening. 7. If we repeat with another week 7, we'll barely make it. Now the ones on the left want to play to Worcester. Well, I guess we can kiss this one goodbye. That counts because it did hit something. So far, 0 good games. And it all fell apart completely except for the spare. And then it fell apart even worse from that point on. 7 spare, 6 fill from the 7, 7, 6, 89. 89 is not 90. Mission failed. At least 3 of the 12 should be average ability. Here we go. High single 147, which matches the high here at Collins Bowladrome. And the low is 58, done at North Chelmsford. They have very short approaches. The pin cam was put in the lane, and, well, the 58 happened. Moved the pin cam, everything was good from there. I gotta go revisit that place someday because somebody just bought it, so the place is going to keep running. No one knew if it was gonna close. And this would be the only duckpin house in the state. Game 3. Let's see if any of these are going to be good. That's a decent start. Which now means it's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? First one sucked. Second one wasn't too bad. I don't like the way the pins are set. The 8 and 9 are way too far to the left. Much better. Again, another 6 fill, but this time the 4 Duckmen on the left remain. Which makes Game 3's first frame of 16 the best so far. Duck God's middle finger, benign. Got a little gift there. Halftime report. In candle pins, this is pretty good. In duck pins, it's average, and I'm okay with that. Got the spare, then a 10 and 2, the first 6 making the fill, 8, 9, 10, 53. Good ball, just didn't work. Niner. Probably not going to get a strike here, but you never know. At least I got the spare. Took out the king gun. Which means, once again, it's time for El Stink of the bonus ball. Let's see if that'll put us in the bottom, well, middle part of average. Weak head pin shot with a 7 late bad. And I think barring a 0, we've made average skill this time. Curse of the fill strikes again. So at the bottom end of average at the least. You just need 5 to hit average. To the tip of the knife. Average skill. Like I said, hard to control, so I'm okay with that. Pair of 9s, a spare, 7, which happens to be the fill, and a 9, $4. I typically can get 3 of the 12 games to be average or better. For minimal acceptance. And we're starting the first frame with our special head pin. If we can get a strike with that special orange colored head pin. Held on to it for too long, just barely stayed on for the 8. I believe like candle pins, well, maybe not. I know in candle pins, you can't hit the corner pins if the ball goes in the gutter. Here, I'm not so sure. Thought it was in. If that were only ball 2, then. Back to back, I wish it were ball 2s. any bowling, if a foul ball takes out pins on a full rack, you are allowed to reset, but the ball is forfeited, ball 2. And a 7. Niner. Halftime report. Hit the camera while we're at it. 8, a pair of 10s, a 7, and a 9. I'm reading this because the phone signal's not the best here. 44, which isn't very good. 44, not good in the land of the Ducks. Hello, Chris. And hello, Tom Riley. Doing my second worst bowling skill, and that's Duckpin. At best, I would be considered weak. If I can get 3 of the 12 to be at least 90 or better, which is 90 is barely making average ability, then I'm okay. They match my candlepin scores, which is not very good, because it's supposed to be significantly easier. It's funny, the easier the game, the worse I'm at it. Let's continue this way. Leave the Duckpin version of the Woolworth. It hit a good pin, and Duckpin people tell me that's considered fair. Ergo, that's fair. Which means it's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? I've also learned by watching videos on the 7-10 split on YouTube, 10-pin wise, they now actually do allow a ball to bounce off the curtain and hit the other pin, provided it hits something good first. It used to be any bounce back, no good. El Stinko time. Narrow leaves. That's a 7. We're going from close to the worst to close to the best. Yeah, we're going to have to stop in a little bit because we don't have any bowling balls coming back. Niner. Now we gotta wait for the balls to come back. He's behind there, but I gotta let this run out. Well, we wait for the bowling balls to come back. Oh, here they come. Never mind. The Duckpins almost did a duck thing. They're supposed to be able to wipe out the pins a lot easier. Although they say this is a average skill house, so. And Chelmsford's slightly easier. And a cruddy 6. Still can do a bottom end of average. I need at least very bottom end of average. I just don't have the control of the duckpin balls that I somewhat have of the candle pins. That's a 9. That being said, because like I said, the signal's not the best. You might not get a good image. Spare, not a 9. First 7 fills the spare. 6, 8, 9. Bottom end of average at 93. See, the averages are 10 pins higher in Duckpin than they are in candles because it's a little easier. So 100 is average skill. Fluctuation of averages typically are around 10 points. So 90 to 110. So that's 2 good games out of 4, which our Duckpin is actually better than normal. Game number 5. It's not supposed to bounce back like that, but it hit fair content, so it's considered good. I've looked that rule up. And the bowling duck's middle finger for 9. No control. 9. And this game is Junk Stink Frame of 4, first one of the day. This is now the worst game. Yep, it's over. That was a bit more like a Duckpin thing. That definitely was a duckpin thing. Lucky spare. While it's taking a week to realize what it's doing, halftime report. And like I said, because the signal's weak, sometimes it's a block fest. I'll recite 9-9. Boo. 4-7. And a spare with at least a 39 with El Stinko to go, and the thing's not resetting. Powder's meant for the lanes to be slippery, not to get on the lane. Alright, since he saw that it was sticking, and I forget to... This Chris Allen, Duckworth. Yeah, bottom end of average achieved, yes indeed. I try to, if it's at all possible, being in weaker signal areas, messages tend to drop in and out, so if I can respond to it, I normally will. I do not intentionally, as I call it, alpha omega sin people. By intentionally leaving people in the dark. Time for El Stinko the bonus ball. Now the thing's all set up, let's see what happens. I think the strike streak is dead today. 9 fill is not bad. That might help it even more. I know I'm going to jinx it on the lanes that technically ain't supposed to be there. Oh, I create Apple. So, once again, time for El Stinko. Let's see what this one gives us. Well, I guess it didn't die. In fact, it jumped up quite a bit. 2 El Stinko the bonus balls. What will they add up to? I have actually got a turkey and duck pin once, and it was at the other place, Chelmsford. I don't think I ever got a double, per se. but I have got a turkey here. I've got a turkey and 10 pin, of course, and candle pin never had in terms of 3 strikes in a row. But in candle pin, just 3 marks of any kind in a row is a turkey because it's that much harder. And it's in the rules. 2 El Stinkos. Let's see if we can get a double. First one's a 7. I almost hit the reset button. If I did, we'd have to take the 7. Nine fill. That catapults this game to the best one. It was by far the worst. But like I said, the balls are just big enough I don't have full control of them. But I know. Two frames to get 4, which will be 100, which is right in the middle of average skill. Just clean all that excess residue off the balls, and there we go. Very slippery approaches here, and I slipped up midway, went through anyhow. There's yet another I wish it was ball 2 moment for the 10. So we've made the minimum acceptable amount of good games, which, like I said, much more lack of control with the bigger bowling ball, plus I don't do this all that often. 3 out of the 12 would be good. And we've hit that with game number 5. Almost fell over, making that a foul. King Duck remains for now. All right, average skill, slightly better actually. Before we get to that, look, I mean, first game we were at 24, 22, 29 at the half, 31 at the half of the worst game, and then the second half happened. Well, that spare kind of helped, then another spare and a strike there. So a spare, then a strike, which is 10 for that fill, then a 9, which is the fill for the strike, 10, 9, 115. The battery is about at critical stage. In fact, it just said something. So in goes the battery pack. I create Apple says Streko. Indeed. Game number 6. I don't know if that would have been better kept as a spread eagle. Sometimes the ducks doing the duck thing may not always be good. I'll take 9. The Duck King for 10. Perfect. Which now means it's time for El Stinko the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? Head pin was too far left. Oh well. Still a 7 fill ain't too bad. Halftime report. 8-10 spare. 8 first 7 making the fill. Right at middle of average with a 52. As I've mentioned already, I don't know when. It depends on how cooperative my neighbors are, because they tend to play music really loud, which makes for recording videos at home kind of sucky when I do narration. It expect a report from the Kmart here in Billerica, which it was one of the better performing ones, but it's one that's closing. There will be more from Whitney Field, I think Christmas Eve. And I think the 23rd, my last day of work, I might go to the one at Pheasant Lane. Depends on how things are. Let's continue. Oh yeah, in terms of Pheasant Lane and Leominster, I'm talking to Sears. And another wish it was ball 2 moment. That fallen duck that was up front stopped that other piece of wood. Damn. Niner. Two frames to get 9 to hit the very bottom end of average. Stake frame of 3. Maybe it won't happen. Just add in we got the spread duck wings with prey in the left that you can't see. 8-6. Duck's doing duck things to make what shouldn't have been a 10 a 10. So that being said, okay, now we're starting with the exact opposite. I take it this time it'll give us nothing. Yeah, it gave us nothing. It completely malfunctions. You gotta love these Sherman pin setters. Well, let's see how this ends. Pair of 10s, 9. And a 10, bottom end of average with a 94. So now, gotta let the guy know it's stuck. Yo ho, it's copyright for me. Got a bunch of new pins, we're ready to go. It's time to start the second half. We know it doesn't rhyme, we know it don't fit, but filling time. Yo ho, it's time to start the second half. I know, as I always say, I have the perfect voice for silent film. Worst case, if I get gigged for copyright, Disney doesn't go full bore. I hope they'll give me the option to silence that portion. I knew it once it started to hook. It's now time for El Stinkle the bonus ball, starting the frame the second best way you possibly can, or should I say the game. What will the bonus be? Now, I don't like how offset the 2-pin is. Yeah, the pin setters, there we go. Yeah, it was a little bit of a sloppy setup there. Much better. Well, El Stinkle lived up to its name that time. How's the one fill making frame 1 and 11? It could be worse. Down the toilet we go. That's a 2. It might be time to clean the balls again. That one I actually had a grip on. Might be a little too late there. The spare, then the one fill, which fortunately was not Curse of the Fill, but then that happened, which ruined everything. 9 and 10. We're only at 40. Too full, so can't say that was a wish it was all too much. The 10s are helping. As Dave Manilow would say, we left the flux capacitor, which means this game is done. Best we can do is mediocre. But is it enough? I don't think it is. Well, let's see what else Stinko gives us. Stick a fork in it. I wrote the game off, maybe not. Still, even though it's a fill, hello, Vacoma. All right, it froze up, so I knocked out only the 6-pin, and then the second ball miraculously got a spare. So we have our friend, the orange-colored head pin, and if we can get a strike with that, which will only be a fill, TNC Bank and Trust will pay me 25 cents. We need at least 4 to hit bottom end. I think Tony was sweating bullets there. That's a 9. Now I got to do a lot of erasing because I wrote this game out. A lot of mistakes. We had a 10, lousy 6, then a 9, then a frozen screen because this stupid doesn't want to work. Oh yeah, that's not going to last. The good camera's not going to last. There's a reason why we don't use it. The 10, the 6, 9, a spare, and then a lousy, then a spare again, but only 1 fell on the first ball, hence the 1 fill. Then I got another spare, and then 9 out of 10, 95. Pulled that one out of my bottom there. Yeah, I don't have any bets that this camera will last. On the good side of things, I only have to hit the camera button once to revert back to the grainy, will work with it camera. So that's game 7. Here comes number 8. Don't know why I went with a safety throw on the second ball, but I did. Well, I don't know, it would have been a better thing. 9. this game's junk already. Lousy one. They need to clean this place. There's way too much of that powder here. If cleaning the balls help, because usually it does. Oh, this game's junk, so halftime. Yeah, we knew this was going to freeze eventually. That was an 8. Halftime report. Like I care at this point. 9-8, 1-7-8. It's only 33. So we're just going to see, will this game totally suck or will we hit mediocrity? And we are left with the 4 Duckmen on the left. Like I said, it don't matter. Too little, too late. Anyway, even though it doesn't really mean anything, we get 2 El Stinko the bonus balls. Let's see what they'll add up to. Maybe that might save it. So I got a spare on strike, but is it enough? Might just be a mediocre game, which still does not pass. So again, El Stinko the bonus ball. If it's good, it's going to help. The fill is okay. It's just a matter of hitting the others. That's a 7. I think that might have done it. That might have taken this game that was completely thrown in the garbage and make it bottom average still. Oh, why couldn't this be in a good game? Why could this not be a good game that this is happening in? Another El Stinko the bonus ball. So it's at least making it a decent game. Problem is, I wish it was in a decent game, because then it would be a really good game. That's a 7 fill. Again, narrow leaves, I hate them. So he actually hit average. Niner. I mean, when you see that at the half we were only at 33, and then a 7, then a strike, with a spare on it, with another spare, and then a 9, bringing a pathetically bad game from a 33 at the half to a 103 average skill to the end. Like I said, if that were in a normal game, that would be really nice, but we'll take it. That's 6 out of the 12 so far, with 4 to go. Game number 9. And I repeat this stuff because people jump in and out of the stream all the time. Speaking of, thank you, Vecoma. That's the name. I just said Velcoma initially. We got the special colored head pin, the orange. If we can get a strike, TNC Bank and Trust, Fitchburg, Massachusetts will pay me 25 cents. Start with 7. That means it's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? El Stinko stinks for the leave, the 4 and 10, but the 8 fill, not bad. That wasn't exactly the right way, but it worked. Need take gumla. Which means once again it's time for else the bonus ball. The stupid thing keeps freezing up. I do keep an eye on this thing. Wish the battery would charge faster. Let's see what we get. El Stinko sucked. That's 3. Best we can do is 9. We get 6. Halftime report. Got a 7, a spare, and then a second spare, the first ball yielding to 8. Then a 9, the first ball was 3, filling in the second spare, and a 6, a 53. Yeah, they put so much powder down, it gets all over everything. Now it's in the towel, now it's in my hands, it's in my mouth. Haven't seen that in a while. Two of the ducks decided to fly halfway to Worcester. It's on a decent game this time. Means it's time for 2. I'll stink on the bonus balls. Let's see what they add up to. The number of pins ain't bad, but they'll stinks for what it left. That went entirely the wrong way since I have almost no control over the duckpin balls. 7. Weak for a strike fill, but for the score as a whole, not too bad. That's all we're getting. $16 between 2 to hit the bottom end of average. That's 9. Middle of average. The duck pin's ducked. Niner. Next game, 7, strike, and then a 7, and that's what we got for a fill. Then a 9, and another 9, right in the middle of average with 102. Thought I'd point this out again. High single, 147. Low was 58, done at the other place in Chelmsford. As the camera was in the way, moved it, everything was fine. And my high of 147 was done here on this lane, which is obviously not translating this time. All right, final quarter, number 10. I want to hurt. And maybe this thing's been freezing a lot. So that means it's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? Usually the noise in the camera is enough I can tell if it's working or not. It's enough contrast. I could have just looked in the dark spots to see it. Time for El Stinko. A little duck action sort of helped. El Stinko was a weak 4. Making the first frame of 14. been no good anyway. I'm surprised to hit so thin. God damn it. Like I said, I watched this, so yeah, we can actually do something now. There we go. Another strike. It was a very thin hit. I don't know how much of that you might have seen because my phone doesn't believe in working. Two will stinkle the bonus balls. Let's see what they add up to. Oh, they won't add up to anything. The alignment's terrible. What will our bonus be on that strike? Well, it's as good as you get. So far, 7. Again, not the best for a strike pill, but for the score itself, not too bad. 7. And we get 8. I think this phone, because I actually used it to do something before doing anything else with it, that it can't do anything. Anyway, halftime report. It's going to make doing the live stream of the Atari 12-in-1 tonight very interesting. All right, we got a spare, and then a 7-in-2. First 4 making the fill, curse of the fill, 9, and then a strike in 4, 8-in-5, 7 of those making the fill. We're at 55. Slightly above average. lousy setup. No, that head pin's way off. I've never seen a set of Shermans that could not hit the marks like that. Struggling just to finish this game. And copyright. So we're gonna have to mute the mic for a moment. I lowered the volume a little bit on the TV, so we should be fine. All right, you got the pin setter going. Frame 8. This has been a very long game because it keeps screwing up. There's our magic pin again. If we can get a strike, TNC Bank and Trust will pay us 25 cents. Needless to say, Tony's money is safe. Mario doesn't have to tell him that I did it. Another lousy set. King Duck remains for 9. Alright, we need 4. We need 4 to get at least the bottom end of average. Standing, not too bad. Best we can do is 8, because that did not hit anything, therefore it's no good. got the 8. Alrighty, things fell apart. 8, 7, 7, 9, 8. Bottom end of average at 94. Average skill for the average player that walks in the door is about 100. About a 110 if you're a league bowler, casual, that is. Professionally, I suck either way. All right, game 11, and one more. King Duck remains for the man. Couldn't have hit either one. Still it's a win. That helps. Halftime report. 9, 8, a pair of 10s, and a strike. So far, we are at least 47 with 2 El Stinkos. I've got one turkey before, and that was at the other place in Chelmsford. Never got a double, but I've gotten turkey. Let's see what these add up to. El Stinko 1 sent 2 birds halfway to Worcester. Well, they both suck really bad. El Stinko's added up to a lousy 4 fill. Which makes a half of 51. It ended okay with the king duck remaining for now. It didn't hook it like it usually did, so we're left with the 4 Duckmen. Not anymore. Crappy 5. So you need 15 to crack the bottom end of average. All but the king. King has been dethroned. So that means it's once again time for El Stinko the bonus ball. I think the phone's done its little freeze up phase. It seems to be a phase. It goes into it and then it stops. Once in a great while it might do it again. On and off. El Stinko time. The leaf sucks, so Stinko stinks for that. Hi, Phil. So close, but nope. But it's still a halfway decent game. A 9, a 10, a 5, and a spare. And then an 8, first 5 filling the spare, 98. We know what the last game usually means. It ends badly. I have also not been checking. Hello, Milan. As I say, unless I'll add this now that I see that. If it ain't in English, I can't respond to it. That's okay. But if I don't respond to something you've sent, chances are because it's a weak signal, it's probably been dropping out. So I am not intentionally ignoring anyone, or as I like to call it, pulling an Alpha Omega Sid. Alrighty, final game. Start with a 9er. Didn't think it was going to happen. Oh, here we go. For once, a pin stuck and no resets. And the alignment is decent enough. 2, I'll stink of the bonus balls. Let's see if they add up better than a 4. We're good already, but a spare would even be better. And there you go. Now it's time for one El Stinko the bonus ball. Let's see what it adds up to. And down the rabbit hole it goes. El Stinko is a 1. That made up for it. Means it's time for another El Stinko, the bonus ball. Hopefully it's better than a 1 and makes a leap so we can get another spare. We leave the 4 Duckpin on the left for a 6. And it all comes to a crashing halt. Seven. Halftime report. And candle pins, this would be pretty good, but in this it's nothing really special, but still pretty good. 9, then a strike, and then the 2 added up to a spare for a 10 fill. That allows a 1 from the first ball of the second spare, which means the other 9 fell. And then a with a 7 for 6 filling that, but a 63 to start. Or that half. So you know what that means? It's time to crash. That's how it usually works. Strong half, second half crash. Good old, I wish it was ball 2 moment. 10. Yep, here's the crash. 6. Well, if the scores are going to be disappointing, the half will be. Stuff like that is not helping the cause. Yep, it crashed hard. Who didn't see that one coming? Said no intelligent person. Wishing it was ball 2, but it wouldn't be a crash if it were. And there we have it, the great collapse, like it always happens. Nice 63 half, and then it fell apart completely. 10, 6, 8, 10, 10, 107, which still ain't too bad. So here's the wrap up. Game 1, 88. 2, 89, and everything else was good enough from there. 3, 104, 4, 93. 5, the highlight, 115. 6, 94. 7 is 95. 8 is a 103. That was a very low game. It was a 33 half. Then a 103, then 102, 94, 98, and 107. Yeah, in an average sense, I'm getting a little better, but compared to Candlepin, I'm not all that great at this one. Candlepin's the only one I can really hold my own. 10-pin, forget about it. Anyway, that'll be it. GeorgeF551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one. Oh, let me just check before I say goodbye. Yeah, it's showing nothing else has been said. Have a good one.